Hello, everyone. So let's have a conversation about how we get in situations and then we want God to come and get us out of those situations. And yet, getting to that place, we rejected all God's instructions, all the things that we know to do that were right, and we try to justify the choices that we made. And then we want God to run in and rescue us. And oftentimes, if you take a moment and really look at it, we are just like the children of Israel in this aspect, that they sin and sin again, and they walk away from God, everything that God had done for them. And they get in trouble because they want to walk like the pagans. They want to do everything that the world does, and they don't want to be set aside. But when they get in trouble, God often always comes back to rescue them because he made a promise. See, that's the thing. Like, God knows that we're doing things, but because he is committed to his word, to his promise that he made, he was in covenant with us. He's in a covenant with us. We don't respect the covenant. We don't respect God's will and divine purpose for our life. All we want to do is do what we want to do and then call on him when we need him. Some of us have such a form of godliness that we've tricked ourselves into believing that we are doing the will of God, that we are doing what God has called and chosen us to do. And the truth of the matter is, that's not what has happened. We are operating as the children of Israel have operated. They've gone into foreign lands and begin to pick up foreign identity and denying the true and ultimate power of God. So now they're relying on themselves and what they see with their natural eye instead of standing in what God has done for them naturally and spiritually. You have to learn how to rebuke you. Sometimes we're in such an element that we forget that we have to make a choice daily. For God I'll live and for God I'll die. And now, no, people say that, but no, are you willing to die to yourself? Many of us operate out of, we don't have any discipline in our life. We're not disciplined enough to go on the true paths. We're not disciplined enough to cut people off out of our lives that should not be there. We're not disciplined enough to say no to social media, to like just sitting and scrolling. We're not disciplined enough because we have not allowed ourselves to keep building our relationship with the Father. In order for you to learn someone, you have to spend time with that person. Many of you or many of us are walking on the relationships that our grandparents build, that our parents build, that their grandparents build. So we have no true relationship. Those are stories. When you really start thinking about the people in your family that have walked with God, like a lot, oftentimes when I went through my ordeal in 2023, and I had to have the two surgeries and the two brain surgeries, and they was asking all these questions about, does anybody have this in your family, this and this and this? And I said, it's amazing how nobody asks you how many miracles are in your family. Most of us don't even know. And I begin to tell God, hey, the same God that ran that miracle for my grandma, yeah, that's the one I'm calling on. The same God that ran the miracles for my younger brother, that's the God I'm calling on. Like, that's what I identify as. I'm not identifying with the negative stuff, the diabetes and all this other kind of stuff. No, I'm identifying with the miracles. Because you have to consciously make a choice. You have to choose that you're going to be disciplined in the things of God. No, you can't wear what you want to wear. No, you can't say what you want to say. No, you can't do what you want to do. There's an alignment when it comes to the kingdom. Every kingdom has rules. Even the kingdom of darkness has rules. And you constantly keep rejecting God to get what you want. And then when you get in trouble, then you want to rip your clothes and sackcloth and ashes and be like, God, where you at? But where you been? Not where am I at? Where have you been? God is tired of us playing with him. And you should be tired of playing with him. But know this, that at some point you're going to have to make a conscious decision to be disciplined in the things of God, to learn the will and the purpose of God, to learn how to stand on the things that God has given you. Because until you do that, you're going to always be up and down and up and down and up and down. It don't matter what miracles are manifested because of God. You're going to always chase those things of the world and then ask God to come clean up your mess. But the question you need to ask yourself is, when will that grace run out? Because at some point, you are literally going to be buffeted for your faults. At some point, there's going to be a time when he's going to say, depart from me, for I know you not, for your work was of iniquity. You're going to say, didn't I? He's going to say, deuces, because didn't I do this? And when he had the issue with the children of Israel, when they wanted Saul to be the king, when they wanted the king, and he began to say, did I not rescue your ancestors? Did I not do this? Did I not do that? When God get to calculating on you, like, wait a minute, you don't frustrate him. He like, listen, didn't I do this? And didn't I do this? And didn't I do this? And at some point, you got to repent. And not just say I'm sorry. Because saying I'm sorry and repenting are two totally different things. Repent and be ye converted. You're not being converted. You're just apologizing. And some of you are apologizing because you've been in a situation that's eating you up. And I'm asking you, and I'm telling you this, to be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Many of you say you have accepted him and you saved and you're this, but if you read the Bible, the truth of the matter is you died to your flesh. Many of you have not died. Many of you ain't even threw the flesh away. You ain't even put that thing in ICU. You're just still there. You're still the same you. There has not been a change. There has not been a change inwardly, because when there's a change inwardly, that thing manifests outward. See, you want to collect the blessings, but you want to reject the blesser. You want the healing, but you don't want the healer. You want the miracle, but you don't want the miracle worker. So you want God on your mouth, but you don't want him in your life. You want God to step in, but you don't want him to take over. You want God to move things out of the way, but you don't want to give him control. You got to make up your mind, like, what is it that you're really trying to get from God and why? Because you want to look the part, but you don't want to live the part. And I have news for you. You're not going to be smoking and cussing and tricking and all this other kind of stuff and convince me that you're a man and woman of God. I'm sorry. Ha! There is a line that must be drawn in the sand. When you look like them, walk like them, talk like them, smell like them, speak like them, that's stitches in the nostril of God. He know he is. And some of you hide not, watering in it and everything because you keep playing in his face. And nobody want to tell you that. Everybody want to act like God is, oh, he love us. He do and do and do and do. But have you ever read the Bible? He says, as many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be therefore zealous and repent. So he love you. He rebuking and he chastening you. But you're not being zealous and repenting. You sitting there. You created a sermon out of it. And you don't even realize that, yeah. Because when he say depart, some of you are in positions of leadership and everything, and your decisions may not affect you directly, but your seed and your seed. See, because that thing, y'all always believe in generational curses and generational cycles. And you got to understand that is your delayed obedience, your disobedience, causing issues to run down your family line. Have you created the curse that your family stand under? Have you created the issue because you're choosing not to be obedient? So because you're choosing not to be obedient, it's falling on your seed and on your wife and on your seed. These are the questions that you need to ask yourself. Have what I chosen to do caused, have my actions caused the curse to fall upon my family? Because of my disobedience, because of my lack of discipline, because I just couldn't tell the lady no, because my eyes were wandering, because my heart was not in God. See, that's the thing. If you started out with the Lord and now you don't know where you at, it's not because the Lord moved, sweetie. You moved. Your heart, you no longer fellowship. You started seeking weird and strange things that were not things of God. So ask yourself, is the situation I'm in because of me? Make it a great day.